greener grass, lawn and irrigation. It's a business that was started right after, let's go ahead and say 2016. And from the beginning, how I started it, and I guess you could say why, I gathered all my options. And you realize what you have and what you don't have. I have equipment, I have knowledge, and learning, process of learning of sales. Well, in sales, I feel like the amount you're having is the amount you're putting out there, and what you have, you can come. What shows is what's coming back from it. Well, with the equipment I had, mower, weed eater, blower, and old rusty equipment or old rusty truck, I went and I started my sales career. I went and I banged on anywhere from 50 to 500 doors a day. And you actually start losing. You actually start going crazy, like really crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like banging on doors is funky work, especially when you're 6'4". A lot of people in Texas that don't want you banging on your door. Well, what I learned from banging door to door, hey, can I mow your lawn for $40, was there's so many different people out there. You don't know who's gonna answer the door. We live in south of Dallas, and it's every kind of person you could think of. A lot of people don't even speak English, Spanish. They're you never know who's gonna answer the door. It could be a happy person, it could be a mad person, someone in the middle of a situation, a problem. You don't know. They could be black, white, Asian, tall, short, young, old. Well, banging on many doors, trying to get some lawn maintenance. I started out the year with 30 lawns. I did. I had a serving job, and I was doing maybe a few lawns every day. Some days more than others. And then I broke my hand. With breaking my hand was a problem that ended up becoming one of my best things happening. So I was never really big on statistics on how a business runs, but once I broke my hand, I needed some help. Along comes in my brother, and my brother was like, this 30 lawns actually onto something. Something could happen. And so we started banging doors. I was banging doors while he was working because I broke my hand and had a cast on. And those 30 lawns became 40. A year or two goes by, or I think a first year goes by, and we just needed equipment. Weeder broke, blower broke, mower's breaking. So that's when you make investments. You can make investments into yourself. You can make investments into your equipment. That's one of my favorite things, tools nowadays. And so first investment I made was a weed eater. I bought the best weed eater that still sells, and we're 4 years in the business and it's still running today. Blowers. I bought a great blower the first time. It still runs today. I have it. But I bought a few other blowers since then, and I found a very hard truth last week or 2 weeks ago. I got some equipment stolen out the back of my truck, and there was a lot of equipment, a couple blowers, and blowers aren't cheap. So there's the up and a down with buying equipment. You can go great for performance, but in landscaping, you know what? I bet there's a statistic. I'll look it up later. There's a lot of thievery in where I work every Tuesday, Oak Cliff, and people stealing left and right. So, getting a $400 blower's stolen is not as great as getting a $290 blower stolen. So where I'm at right now, business has grown. We've expanded. Me and my brother. Percentage of business is it's more likely to succeed with a partner. That's why I will start multiple businesses in my life, but I will always go in with someone because you actually have I think it's 40% more likely to succeed in a business if you do have a partner versus going. Don't quote me on that. I think it actually just raises it 40%. I think you have 48% chance of a business failing within the first 5 years, and I think that statistic goes to, no, it's 78%, and it drops to 48 with a partner. Don't quote me on the exact numbers. That's just what I know. Right now, we are at handling anywhere between 10 to 20 customers a day, weekly, bi-weekly maintenance. We have 2 trucks running almost full-time each, 5 days a week. We have a team of 4, 2 man each truck, or sometimes we'll double down and handle some large properties together. The future for greener grass, lawn and irrigation is, well, this year, let's go ahead and say, we've completely dropped landscape design. Which brings me to the next topic. I got sued. Where my book is in. I have been sued this year. That's not the reason I dropped landscape design. I am doing it for, I guess this is bringing us into the problems. Well, let's go and talk about the future. Future, what I want. So past, we have a couple years ago, starting with 30 accounts, just being indoors. Right now, we're sitting over 100. Half of them referrals, half of them being indoors. Another, I guess a third is social media. Social media is great, crazy great. But before we go into that, let's talk about problems. You're going to come with a lot of problems. You're going to come with your sanity. You start getting hungry. You start getting an itch. I think Keith Kelfis calls it the landscaping trap. You get addicted to the freedom, but the freedom comes with a price, and that price is running on a little wheel, kind of like a rat. So, problems. One, once you start growing, I can't imagine how Jonathan Potoshnik is doing in Dallas. Fuel. Fuel is a big problem for me. I didn't have the credit score to get any fuel cards this year, but fuel, we're spending about $2,000 a month on fuel. That's a price for a full-time guy. So $2,000 a month on fuel. Another problem with landscaping, and it's different from every business. There's no business that has exactly this problem. I mean, there is other businesses, but there's no average business. It's cash flow. Cash flow. Let's go and define cash flow, because I love cash flow. Incoming and outcoming of cash, representing the operating activities of an organization. So, every business is just a system. That system is one, what it needs to be done. It goes into the labor and the business, and then it goes into the financials. You can even break it up more into marketing. Like I always do sales, you can break it into, right now I'm having, me and my buddy were working on our software. And it's supposed to help me with cash flow. Well, my cash flow is a sticky problem, and it's called a cash flow crisis, as Robert Kiyosaki calls it. Cash flow in my industry is the money coming into our hands. Well, we never see our customers. I probably see face to face a dozen customers a week, and we handle over 70 accounts every week. So the way I solved that problem at first on a smaller scale was taking every source of income, and I always try to say any digital currency, whether it be Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, QuickPay, PayPal, Snapcash, I got Square, I'll take anything. That was my way of solving the cash flow problem. I just tried to get the money to me, because that was the biggest problem I had. When I had 30 accounts, it was starting to become a problem just to go pick up checks underneath mats, or leave cashier, or I'll be at home at 6 o'clock. That was a job itself, just picking up the money, and so that had to go away. So that's when I started to accept all kinds of forms of digital currency. Shoot, I'll take Bitcoin if you got it. But the solution for this year, 2019, to that problem is Service Autopilot. It's created by Jonathan Kotoshnik in Dallas, Texas. He has the largest landscaping lawn maintenance company in existence in history of time. He handles over 5,000 accounts. I would say he has so many businesses that I can't even call him a competitor because I don't even know which trucks are his out in this world. But he has created a better cash flow system for lawn maintenance, and me and a lot of companies and teams out here in my area, we actually discussed, and this so far has been the best tracking. I am just getting into it, just purchased it this year, paying monthly. It's going on 3 months I've had it. Haven't been able to update everything. I got a buddy that's going to help me. Well, this makes your cash flow easier. So instead of picking up, Tracy's money at 6, or Ron Owen is supposed to pay you $30 a couple months ago. No, it makes it easy. It runs by credit card processing and Blue Pay, and it basically you can get your money the day after, the week after, the end of the month. It's really your choice, depending on how you run and operate everything. Got goals. We got beginning, now, future. We covered problems. I guess keep up with us next, and I want to have how-tos coming out, and even show how problems are solved and how to customer rapport satisfaction, and I guess you could say how to deal with everybody. So that's coming up. Thank you guys.